Welcome everyone to the heart of Brazil, Brasilia. Today we'll embark on a special journey exploring the diverse political ideologies that shape our vibrant nation. My name is Frida and I'm going to be your tour guide today. Ready to dive into the colorful world of Brazilian politics? Our first stop, Conservatism Avenue. Here, traditional values meet modern politics. Conservatives in Brazil emphasize law, order, family values, and market-oriented economy.
It sounds quite similar to the US, focusing on traditional norms and economic growth.
Exactly, Emily. Now, let's stroll down liberalism lane. Contrary to the American context, here, liberalism champions free markets and minimal state intervention. It's all about economic freedom. Next up, Social Democracy Square. This is where capitalism and social welfare shake hands. Policies here aim to reduce inequality and provide social security. Social democracy has a strong presence in Brazil, striving for a balance in our diverse society. Now to the left-wing park, home to socialism and communism. These ideologies dream of a society based on equality, with a significant state role in the economy. And finally, we arrive at Populism Plaza. Here, charismatic leaders claim to represent the common people against the elites. Their policies can vary, but their appeal is often widespread. Populism has shaped much of our recent political landscape. Now we have come to the end of our tour, and that concludes the events for today. I want to thank everybody for coming, but before we end, I just wanted to know, one of the best things about our Brazilian government is the prioritization of our citizens' health and safety. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for showing up. And that's all for today. Thank you.
And now we're going to talk about two ways to classify states. The first way is according to how much they intervene in society and the economy. The first type is the night watchman state, in which the government concentrates on ensuring external and internal security, plays little role in civil society, and allows the economic market to operate relatively unhindered. The primary duty is to protect the individual's rights to life, liberty, and property against any threat, external or internal. The second type is developmental states, and they are associated not just with economic development, but with governmental efforts to secure greater social and economic equality. States heavily intervene with private economic institutions to promote economic development. The primary duty is to protect the individual's rights to life, liberty, and property against any threat, external or internal. And the second type is the developmental states, and they're associated not just with economic development, but with governmental efforts to secure greater social and economic equality. States heavily intervene with private economy institutions to promote economic development. Developmental states are associated with both economic and social aspects, and country embraced social democracy with its emphasis on the welfare state, but neglected the developmental aspect, limiting the economic growth that would have helped to further the social democratic project. And the second way of classifying is according to the degree to which their political leaders are subject to the will of the people. The first type is liberal democracies, and they're characterized by relatively free and fair elections, universal suffrage, and high degrees of personal liberty and protection of individual rights. The second type is illiberal democracies, and they do hold regular elections, but they give relatively little protection to rights and liberties. They control the means of communication, like television and radio. And the third type is authoritarian regimes. They do not have fair elections, and their political rulers lack accountability. The degree to which authoritarian regimes intervene in economic and social life varies. At the extreme end is the totalitarian state. Here, interventions is often total, and totalitarian regimes use brutal and oppressive state police to try to control all aspects of life, whereas liberal states give priority to civil society and seek to intervene in it relatively rarely. Let's ask what do people think about the types.
Excuse me, madam. Hello.
Which type of state do you think Brazil fit in?
Well, I think
It doesn't matter what you think. The only thing that matters is October 23rd when I knock out liberal democracy. Who am I, you may ask? Well, I'm an authoritarian state, and I'm coming back. I'll see you at the arena.
Oh no! No, that can't happen. That can't happen. Oh, that's gonna be so bad. Authoritarian! Think about it. Oh, hi. Did you hear what he said yesterday? We need to find someone to save Brazil. Authoritarian can't be the regime. Come on, help me. We need to find someone.
No, Miss Tapas. The authoritarian regime
know
cannot
my name?
prevail.
How do you know?
I know your name. That is not important. Liberal democracy will take over and will be the best, Miss Tapas.
What?
I'll be the one.
Brazilian Political Fight Press Conference. My name is Feliz Navidad, and today we are gathered here to provide you with a glimpse into the upcoming epic showdown between two extraordinary fighters. This event promises to be nothing short of spectacular. But before we dive into the details, I wanted to take a moment to shout out our amazing sponsor, Head & Shoulders. #LiveHeadFirst. Now, please let me introduce our two incredible fighters who will be facing off in the main event. These two warriors have dedicated their lives to the sport, and their passion, dedication, and relentless pursuit of victory have earned them a place in the hearts of fight fans around the world. To start, I want to direct the first question to esteemed Maria Tapas. What would you consider to be the best fit political state for Brazil?
I want to consider Brazil as a liberal democracy. While the country has faced challenges related to corruption, polarization, and democratic backsliding in recent years, it maintains a democratic system with regular elections, a separation of powers, and respect for civil liberties and human rights. Brazil hosts regular elections for various levels of government, including congressional and municipal elections. Presidential elections occur every 4 years, with the one being in 2022. The country always has proportional representation in its legislation, with seats allocated based on the number of votes every party receives. And that's my point. Thank you.
Okay, absolutely. The viewers are loving your responses, but for the fans, could you please elaborate some more on this question?
Oh, I think I've made my point pretty clear, but just for a piece of evidence.
Evidence! Schmevidence! Now I think everybody remembers in 1964 when we had a beautiful authoritarian state right here in Brazil.
Let's go, champ!
Now, getting back to the point in turn now, we are going to be talking about why we need to go back to that golden era. Now, I don't know why some kind of revolution happened in 85, or some would say 84, but most would say 85. But anyway, I don't know why that happened, but I'm going to make sure we go back to that golden time.
Let's go, champ!
Thank you very much for your candor.
Okay, calm down a little bit. Where's your logic? You're talking nonsense. I have evidence. Brazil is a liberal democracy. It has fair elections regularly, and it is loved by people. The president.
Hey! Enough talk. Let's fight.
Come on, master, review yourself. No more heading.
What? Betrayal!
You wanna fight?
Oh, I want to
I'm
fight.
not afraid of you.
Let's go!
Well, it looks like I win.
Who voted that I win?
Wait, how have I lost?
That's democracy. Brazil is liberal democracy. That's a lesson.
Oh!
That's the power of people. Hi, I'm Brazil, and in the electoral system, I use a mixed member proportional representation system (MMP). We combine both elements of a first past the post system and proportional representation. First past the post system is an electoral system in which the most votes within a constituency or state will gain the relevant party a seat, and the party which reaches the decided number of seats, known as the post, assumes political power, but often this leads to the minority winning. Open party list or proportional representation is also used. In this system, each party obtains a number of seats proportional to the sum of the votes of all of its candidates, and these seats are distributed in order to the most voted candidates of that party, so a majority wins. This proportional representation component makes sure that the overall composition of the legislature reflects the distribution of votes among all political parties. But I'm not sure if this is more democratic or anti-democratic. Let's take a look first at the democratic side. I'm the democratic side of me. At different levels of governments, for example federal, state, and municipal elections, I conduct regular elections. Presidential elections take on every 4 years, which gives the citizens a choice to elect who is head of state. Candidates are responsible for their own platform, take part in debates, and seek and capture the interests of voters for their support. My multi-party system highlights political pluralism, giving citizens several choices when casting their votes. Pluralism is where there is a multiplicity of diverse political parties, groups, or organizations that coexist and compete within a political system. The idea is that no single political entity or view dominates power-wise. This functions to give inclusivity of various views. Therefore, the presence of several political parties reflects diverse ideological and policy positions. And now a word from our sponsors.
Hats!
I also implement check and balances. This is a basic principle of democratic governance that distributes or disperses power among various branches of government. The idea is to prevent abuse of power and to ensure accountability. This system of checks and balances is designed to create a dynamic interaction within the executive, legislative, and judicial branches. Under my Constitution of 1988, the separation of powers among these three branches exists. Each branch has a different function so that one branch cannot hold supreme power. First is the executive branch. I operate under a presidential system where the president serves as both the head of state and head of government. However, the power of the president is limited. Constitutional limits are present, which prevents executive overreach. The checks on the executive also exist so that they can be managed well. The legislature can exercise oversight over the executive branch by holding hearings, investigations, and inquiries. Congress has the right to hold impeachment proceedings against the president also to manage them properly. The next branch is the legislative branch. This branch is responsible for proposing, amending, and passing laws, providing a check on executive power. I also implement a bicameral legislature, meaning that the National Congress consists of two chambers, the Chamber of Deputies and the Federal Senate. Congress also has the authority to approve or reject presidential decrees contributing to the balance of power. Now let's talk about the checks on this branch. The president has the power to veto legislation proposed by the legislature, subject to a potential override by a qualified majority in Congress. Other than the president, the judiciary can review the constitutionality of laws passed by the legislature. Okay, that's it.
Start.
The judicial branch is the third and last one. This branch, in me, is independent and ensures that judges are not subject to high influence from the executive or legislative branches. The judiciary has the power of judicial review, allowing it to assess the constitutionality of laws and executive actions. Now let's talk about the checks on the judiciary. The executive branch plays a role in the appointment of judges, subject to approval by the legislature. The legislature can propose constitutional amendments that may impact the judiciary, requiring a deliberate process. That sounded like a whole lot of democracy. Let's see what the anti-democratic side of me has to say in return. I am the anti-democratic side. Political corruption persists in me. For example, in 2014, Operation Car Wash was initiated. This was a massive anti-corruption investigation that uncovered a vast web of corruption involving state-owned oil company, Petrobras, and several political and business figures. This led to several high-profile arrests and prosecutions of politicians and business leaders, revealing the large degree of corruption in my political and corporate sphere. Operation Car Wash implicated members of various political parties, including the Workers' Party, Brazilian Democratic Movement Party, Progressive Party, and even more. The investigation uncovered a corruption network centered around state-owned oil company. Operation Car Wash led to the imprisonment of executives and even former politicians such as Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva and other business leaders. This scandal had a profound impact on my politics and corruption and led to a lack of transparency and skepticism among the citizens. Other than Operation Car Wash, other issues regarding anti-democratic aspects in me, such as party financing scandals, have occurred. In 2016, Odebrecht scandal occurred, implicating politicians from various parties, for example, again, the Workers' Party, Brazilian Social Democratic Party, and Brazilian Democratic Movement Party. The scandal involved Odebrecht, a major construction company, bribing politicians in exchange for favorable government contracts. These bribes were funneled often through an elaborate system of secret payments. This not only impacted me, Brazil, but other countries on a global outlook. So, for example, Peru had to force former president Pedro Pablo Kuczynski in 2018 to resign due to its corruption allegations related to this scandal. The impact on political landscape was also profound. Scandals related to party financing have contributed to public skepticism, and the transparency and integrity of the political process has been detrimental. So, if we compare both sides, the democratic and the anti-democratic side of Brazil, we can see that idealistically, the democratic structures, frameworks, and systems put in place are present, but also the anti-democratic side also perseveres and exists.
Oh, welcome everybody to Brazilathon 2024. In this show where we decide who is the next presidente of Brazil. Our first contestant, Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva. Luiz is the current president of Brazil, also known as Lula da Silva or simply Lula. He is a Brazilian politician who is the 39th president of Brazil, a member of the Workers' Party. He was also the 35th president of Brazil from 2003 to 2010. Welcome back, Luiz. Okay, and here we have our second contestant, Jair Bolsonaro. Please, come out. Now, Jair Bolsonaro is Brazil's former prime minister. He is known for his economic liberalism, conservative social views, and tough on crime approach. Welcome back, guys. Today, we have our first challenge. The challenge is walking up the stairs. Now, this game, very simple. The rules, you get the question right, you walk up the stairs. Now, let's begin. And welcome to round 1 of Up the Stairs. Let's begin. Question 1. What is the capital city of Brazil?
Brasilia.
Well done, contestant number 1. Please, take your first step. Question 2. What is the predominantly spoken language in Brazil? Very quick off the mark, contestant 2. Please take another step. Question number 3. Which currency is used in Brazil?
Brazilian real.
Amazing answer. Please,
And I have a lot of
another
them.
step. And now, we are going to get to the real questions. Please, answer. In 2016, why and how were you, Mr. President, tried for corruption? Can you answer the question?
No.
The people want to know.
No.
They want to know.
No.
Do they want to? Oh.
No.
Oh.
No.
Oh. And welcome back to our game show. Here we have game numero 2. And now we have our 2 contestants sitting here at this table with 2 cups of water. Now, the aim of this game is to take the cups of water, which in this case represent the Brazilians' tax dollars, and put it into the pockets of the corporate fat cats. But they cannot be too obvious, so they must do it very slowly, using these pieces of cardboard. Now, in 3, 2, 1, let's go! Oh, off to a flying start, off to a flying start. They're both very, very keen to get that money into the corporate tax cats' pockets. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Oh, and my goodness, it seems we might have a winner. It seems we might have a winner. Oh, my goodness. Amazing, amazing. Our current president has finished first. Welcome back, everybody, to round 3 of our game show. This is the deciding round. In lieu of that, we have a very, very special guest, the PCC Presidente, here in the flesh. The PCC is the largest crime syndicate in all of Brasilia. And today, we are going to play PCC Says. So, Presidente, former Presidente, are you ready to play PCC Says? Okay, let's begin. Okay, let's begin round 1 of the game. Let's go.
PCC says, turn around.
Well done, contestants. Cleared round 1.
Turn back around. PCC says, take your glasses off.
Oh, only one contestant can do that action.
PCC says, sit down. Stand up.
Oh,
PCC says, stand up.
don't crack, you
Go
guys.
touch the window. PCC says, go touch the window.
This is a very close game so far.
PCC
No one is
says,
black.
put your right hand up. Put your left hand up.
We have a winner! We have a winner! The current Prime Minister has won. And welcome back, everyone, to our game show. Today, we are interviewing our finalist contestant, the winner of our game show, new and old El Presidente. How does it feel to win?
Feels amazing. Back again, being the president as usual. I feel honored as well
So, why should the people be happy that you are the president?
because I'm very fair. I think about the people's needs and the citizens' needs, and my ideas are reflected on what the people want.
Interesting you would say that, because I have some more questions to ask you. So, in 2016, you were accused of a great number of things, one of which being bribery and money laundering. What do you think about those accusations?
Accusations are accusations. I am innocent, I remain innocent, and I have nothing to do with that.
Interesting you would say that. Because we have the head of Brazilian police here with us today to arrest you for your heinous crimes. This entire show was a setup to get to the president. And now we have her. Thank you very much for watching, folks. We will see you soon. And no, this is no game. We do not play games here in Brazil. Thank you very much.
Now let's begin, ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests and citizens of the world. At our table today, we have the esteemed nation of French Guiana.
I am the representative of French Guiana, and regionally we are part of the Amazon rainforest.
The renowned nation of the United States.
Howdy, partners. I'm here to clean up this town and protect that rainforest.
And the regarded nation of China.
I am the representative of People's Republic of China. I want justice, global justice. I've always have good relationships with Brazil, and I would like to strengthen that. Thank you.
Justice, my ass.
To begin, I'd like to direct the first question to the nation of Brazil. As the main owner of the Amazon rainforest, what are your first steps to combat climate change?
Okay, I think the first method to control climate change is to scientifically develop Amazon region. As all you know, Brazil is a developing country, and our people need money to live more scientifically and with lower CO2 emission.
Thank you, Brazil. As a neighboring country, we'd like to support and put all of our efforts into the scientific development of Brazil and the protection of the Amazon rainforest. Not only do we care about the climate change and deforestation, but to also protect the people's happiness.
See, all this science business, you know what that's gonna do? That's gonna harm that rainforest. Now, I love the rainforest, because you know why? You know why I love that rainforest? Because God gave me that rainforest. I mean, Brazil. God gave Brazil that rainforest. So it's my right as a free American to impose that right on Brazil. You see what I'm saying?
We are responsible for the environment. We try to put our best effort into protecting the environment during the development. For example, we set goals to how many trees we cut down and how many trees we newly plant. We also track the number of species in Amazon region.
We've always have good relationships with Brazil, and we want to support you. Don't get in the trap of US. They're bad guys. We want to invest factories in the rainforest to better help you develop technology, and also to strengthen our South-South cooperation relationship. And I know that if we work together, we'll have a bright future.
As a responsible country, we respect multilateral diplomacy. For issues like climate change, it's too complex. We first respond to our citizens' needs and interests. Then we try to keep good relationship with all other countries, but not to glue with any specific country like US or China.
Thank you all for being here today together to work forward and progress with this impeding issue. We have learned a lot and there is still much to do. However, it is crucial that we continue to respect Brazil's right as an independent nation to decide the future of their rainforest.